Alright, so you stumbled on this video. Not even sure if I'm going to post it, but if you are watching it, then I post it, obviously. This video is for if you are planning to change your shock and springs for an E90. This is the rear. This video will only tell you my lessons learned. There are lots of videos that show you how to do it. I followed those videos. But I only put videos where I think it would add value, where somebody didn't tell me something. You see this little boat here? Have mercy. You will get it out. But to get this thing back in, it took me forever. When you are taking this boat out, make sure you jack the car properly. You want to jack it and you want to get it to a point where it feels as if you are taking the weight off the boat. It's going to take a little time. Go up, go down. There's a point where you go too far up and you're straining the boat this way. Let's see if you're straining the boat this way. Don't do that. There's another point where it's too down and the boat might be straining this way. So spend the time slowly but surely until they jack it right at the point where the boat is free. At that point, when you're taking it out, you shouldn't feel as you getting it out, when you get the nut off and you pull it back out, it shouldn't be that hard. Anyways, after you get it out and you go to put it back in, I could not for the life of me get this to go straight through, because there's a bushing in between here. I don't know if you can see it, that kept twisting, and I'm not strong enough to hold everything. And when I had the jack on it, it still didn't work. So here's what I did. Here's the solution. Get a long like extension like this, and you're going to use this first to find the straight hole that goes right through. Because this has leverage, once you put it in, you'll be able to force it and brace it, and then till you get it right through. When you get it through, and it comes right through the other end, then you use your jack and you keep getting it up until you have it in a perfect position where this feels as if it can almost come through without much resistance. There's going to be resistance because this bushing that's inside here, it's going to have a little twist in it and it's going to be hard, but your jack will help you, and then you get this. All right, after you get this through, you know, okay, I have a straight hole. Once you pull it out, you will see that it shifts a little bit down regardless, and it's going to be just down enough to stop you from getting that boat straight through. But here's what took me a while, and this is why I'm making this video. Take the bolt. Alright, let's say the bolt is here, because mine is already in. Take the bolt. Put the nut. Not the nut, what do you call that? Oh my word. You have sockets and it's a 21. Put the 21 nut on it. It's not a nut. I don't remember what you call it right now. I'm drawing a blank. Right? Then put the extension on it. So the bolt, the 21, and the extension, that will now give you the same leverage that you had with this. And then you use the bolt, you put it in, because remember it's lined up with the jack. You had this in there, it's lined up. The bolt will go in, but it won't come out the other side. But because you now have 21 nut on it, but it's too low, and you have the battery is low, and you have an extension on it, you'll be able to now maneuver it the same way you had maneuvered this. And that will allow you to get that in. Don't try and drive it. If you try and drive it, you're going to damage the threading. Don't do that. I wish I could show it to you, but do that. All right, pause. That's the first thing. That's going to give you a headache. At least it gave me a headache. Next thing that gave me a headache. Coming to the front. Oh, by the way, you will notice now I'm actually on lowering springs. I didn't plan to do lowering springs. I planned to just change shocks. But here's the next thing I learned. When you're using spring clamps, friends, I actually twisted up one of my springs. And so I had to replace it. And then I said, since I'm going to replace it, I might as well just go to lowering springs. And I use H&R. ECS springs were a little bit cheaper, but yeah, I don't know ECS that well. I know H&R is made in Germany, good quality, so I use that. But here's a lesson learned for you. When you put on these spring clamps, if you have these and you plan to use them, put one on first. Make sure it is perfectly straight. Right? So you put it on, look at the line in this, and look at the line against the shock body. And it should line up parallel perfectly. And you just want to tighten it a little bit till you get a slight grip. Not much. Alright? So imagine the shock is here. I'm giving you my lessons learned because I twisted up one of my springs. Then you turn the shock around and you put the next one. And it needs to be in exactly 180 degree across from it. Perfectly across from it. Don't joke with it. Perfectly across. And make sure this is also perfectly aligned with the shock body. So imagine shock body is up, or if you put it on the floor, it doesn't matter. But it must be perfectly straight. Then you go bit by bit, inch by inch. This is upside down. Obviously, sorry about that. Inch by inch, bit by bit. And compress it evenly. So you turn this one turn, or two turns, and do it. Take the time to do it slowly. I twisted up one of my springs and I was not able to get that straight again, so I had to. It ended up costing me a little bit more. Third thing that you may make mistake with, I'll pause you. Well, maybe not need to pause you. When you are bracing, after you get the front off and you are bracing it down, they're going to tell you you're going to need to loosen a couple stuff here. Yes, you loosen that and then you're going to brace this down. Be careful of, man, I need the light. Let me pause this. Be careful of this axle. I think it's actually possible to pull the axle out. And no one said that to me. No one gave me that heads up as a warning. I think it's possible that I may have pulled one of the axle on the other side, my passenger side, which is my right hand side axle out. I did try and beat it back in. So I'm hoping it's back in. But when I was bracing it down, I heard a cloop and I felt like something come out. I still haven't finished my bleed and everything because I was also doing a brake job along with my shocks and so forth. So when I'm done everything, I'll start the car and I'll be able to see whether or not I damaged that. It's all-wheel drive, but I would know. All I'm telling you that I do see that there's a possibility to overly torque this out. Because remember, you're going to be pulling the shock out this way. You're going to brace it down. And as you pull and pull and pull, you can pull that out. So be careful. No one said that to me. I am telling you. Please be careful with that. Last. When you are getting the shock out, they will tell you to brace it. If you have someone to help you with turning the steering, both to take it out and to pull it in. I didn't figure that out when I was taking it out. I took it out without turning steering. But to get it in, man, it was beating me. It was beating me. I ended up having to ask my wife to come and turn the steering. There is a way with gentle turning one way versus the other way. You can get it in easily with much less hassle by turning it. I don't remember which way, because there's one way where it's going to pull it a little bit and allow you to clear here, and then it's going to get stuck here, and then you push it out a little bit, and then you will be able to push it further in, and then you pull it back in a little bit, and then you're able to go straight up, and then of course you put the jack underneath it and hold it and do all of that. So, last but not least, because all of these things, you don't need this video, but is what is my lessons learned. This bolt here, this big bolt here that goes through the shock, and I'm told I snapped this bolt, so I had to buy it. It's a brand new bolt. And here's what I learned after snapping it: when you are releasing suspension bolts that have a bolt and a nut, always pull the nut. Don't try and pull the bolt. I was holding the nut and trying to pull the bolt. Don't do that. All right, that's my last lesson learned for you. So it's 10 minutes. Hopefully it helped you. All suspension bolts and nut, pull the bolt. Sorry, pull the nut. Pull the nut, which is on the other side. Let me make sure you see it. Gosh, here. Pull the nut. Don't pull the bolt. And that goes for everything. Everything that's a suspension component, if it have a nut and there's a bolt, pull the nut. Leave the bolt alone. Just hold the, use the bolt just to hold. Obviously, you put like a spanner or a wrench or something to hold it so it doesn't spin. But when the piece that you're unlocking is the bolt. All right. Was there anything else? Let me pause and see if there's anything else. No, there's nothing else. Everything else, go watch the other videos that you will find. There's lots of other videos that tell you how to do it, and they're pretty accurate. It can be done. I got it done by myself. I'm no professional, but I did make mistakes. I did have some lessons learned, and that's what this video is about. Hopefully I post it and you see it. Thanks.